fires that are right. Keep it safe and make sure there's no fire. Open to YouTube and look for Keds Fire Protection Answers.
All right, guys. So today I'm going to talk a little bit different. I'm not going to be talking so much about the technicalities of fire protection. I'm going to be talking more about discounts. Everybody loves a discount. Your insurance company may give you a discount if you're getting all of your inspections done in a timely manner. They may give you a discount if you've been doing it. The other benefit is if you ever have a problem and you have a total loss, you have a claim if you have your records showing that your inspections have been done. If you don't have your records, you might not have any kind of claim because it's your responsibility to have your fire sprinkler system inspected at the frequency at which they say to have it done. Now, the code may say annually, but if they want it quarterly, that's what you need to do. Your fire extinguishers need to be inspected annually. They may require monthly tag sign off by you. Lots of different things you need to get with your insurance companies and find out what they want you doing for your fire system. Because the AHJ is not the only authority that has jurisdiction over your building. Your insurance company that is insuring your building certainly has that jurisdiction. And they can tell you what they want and what they don't. Now, if you have a fire sprinkler system and a fire alarm system, I'm sure they're going to want those inspected minimally annually. They may want more than that. They may want a quarterly inspection on your fire alarm system. And there are ways to set that up with your service company. If you've had a building that's been open for years and you've never had an inspection on your fire alarm, on your fire sprinkler system, on your extinguishers, on your kitchen hood system, or any of your other fire protection systems, you need to get those done. You have life safety systems like emergency lighting that needs to be inspected annually. You have your emergency generator that needs to be inspected annually and serviced every 3 months. They're going to come and check your batteries. And if you have a fire pump on your building and you have a generator, you should have the same company that services your generator service your fire pump because it has a lot of the same components if it's a diesel engine. You've got batteries for the generator that start the diesel generator and run it. You've got batteries for the diesel fire pump that turn it on when there's a problem. So they can check your batteries. They can check your oil. They can check your block heaters. They can check all of this, all of the points of the diesel engines on both. And it's better to have that service contract so that you don't have that problem. It can be on them. They're going to keep the records. You're going to keep records, but they're going to keep records as well. And everything should be right there in black and white. We had our fire pump serviced. There's no reason it should have been out of oil. This company did the service to it. There's no reason those batteries should be dead. There's no reason those batteries should have no fluid in them. Because I'll tell you, when I do fire pump inspections, the first thing I do is I check those batteries. Because if that water level gets below the lead plates, it can arc and blow up. It's not good. So we always check those annually before we flow a fire pump, and monthly when we're doing fire pump runs, or weekly if the jurisdiction requires it. So we always check batteries just for safety purposes. We always check the oil and the coolant level just as a basic, hey, I'm going to turn this thing on, so I need to make sure it's going to work. Why do you need all these inspections done? You want to maintain your equipment. You want to make sure that if there is a fire, it's going to work. You want to make sure that the fire sprinkler system goes off. The fire alarm is going to send a signal to a monitoring company and then call the fire department so that they come and take care of your system or the fire. You want to make sure that your E-lights work in the event of a blackout during an emergency, that people need to see how to get out of your building or how to get to a safe space within your building. You want those emergency lights to work because you don't want a bunch of people wandering into each other, knocking each other out, or knocking each other into sharp equipment. You want them to be able to find where they need to go safely. That's why those things are important. Your fire extinguishers, if you're not having them inspected annually and you go to put out a fire and it doesn't work, there ain't nobody to blame but yourself because you're not having it serviced. They require annual inspection to make sure that the gauge is in the green and that the powder inside that extinguisher moves like water. It's a fine powder, and when you rock it back and forth, you'll see your extinguisher guy do that, or girl, whoever it may be. When they rock it like that, they're checking that powder to make sure it's not compressed into a solid block at the bottom of that tank that's not going to do anything when you pull that trigger. You need to have your kitchen hood system inspected at least annually, if not twice a year, to have the links changed, to make sure that they activate it by checking the test link once a year and pulling the pull station once a year. That way your ottoman is working and everything is functional. You know that the pull station is going to work. You know that the test link is going to work. Now, those two tests can be done in the same day, and then they can just come and change links at the 6-month period, but it just spreads it out a little bit. And your ottoman gets exercised twice in the year, not twice in the same day. It's like anything else. If it's functional, it's going to be clear and clean and everything's good. If they trip it the second time halfway through the year and find that something is stuck, you need to have cleaning done. There are multiple different reasons to have your inspections completed. Safety first. I mean, if you're going to tell people that you have these systems, you better make sure they work. Number 2 is you might get a discount from your insurance company. Number 3 is when they finally do start enforcing it in your area, you're ahead of the game. You've already got your inspections done, so you're not scrambling last minute and having to pay extra to have an emergency inspection done on an overtime basis because everybody's booked. But you need it done in 10 days or they're going to shut you down. And yes, that does happen. So you've got safety, your insurance company, you've got when they finally do start enforcing it, you're ahead of the game. You've got all your records. You can just say, I've already had it done. Here you go. And they're going to go, good on you. That's awesome. Not only that, but peace of mind. You don't want to have a building that's got all these systems that you never looked at it. You don't know. It might work. It might not. You don't want to be that guy. You want to be the guy that's prepared, that knows, hey, if there's a problem in the middle of the night, I can sleep fine until my phone rings. I don't have to worry. I've had everything serviced and I know it's going to work. If you have a dry system, you want to have that serviced, because if you're not maintaining it in a dry state by checking your drum drips, by making sure that there's no water in that system anywhere, that it hasn't been tripped, and now when winter shows up, guess what? You've got freeze and breaks everywhere because there's water in the system. It's not dry. It's important to have your inspections done. And it's important to have them done by a professional so that you have records on site for you and they have records in their office. It's common sense. If you have any other questions, send me an email. If you have concerns, send me an email. If you want to just talk, send me an email. We'll talk about all kinds of stuff having to do with life safety and fire suppression, because that's what I do. Watch videos in the next segment, like, subscribe, and send this to people that you think would benefit from the knowledge that I'm giving out for free. Have a great rest of your day. Talk to you soon.
When you find your alarm sounds off in the night, don't make mistakes, get answers that are right. Keep it safe and make sure there's no fire. Open to YouTube and look for Kids Fire Protection Answers. Kids Fire Protection Answers. Got questions, he's got answers that make sense. Don't wait the channel to open. Kids Fire Protection Answers.